on the highway. Well, the city plans to break ground in March on the $5.5 billion rail transit project after getting the final okay from the federal government last month. So how will this massive project impact Hawaii jobs and real estate? And joining us live now to help us answer these questions is Sumner LaCroix. He is an economist from the University of Hawaii Economic Research Organization. Sumner, good to have you with us this morning.
Good morning, Kay.
All right, so let's talk about this rail project. UHERO forecasting that thousands of new construction jobs will be there from the rail transit project. Exactly how many are we talking about?
Well, we see 5,000 to 5,000 jobs being created by the year 2013. Some of those jobs are going to come this year. Some will come next year. It's going to be a nice steady growth up to there. And those 5,500 jobs will persist for 2 or 3 years. That's enough to lower the unemployment rate on Oahu by 0.5%, and that's a big deal. I should note, too, that not all of the construction activity is necessarily going to lead to job growth in Oahu because some of the materials are imported. But there's a lot of construction workers going to be employed. There's also $1 billion worth of expenditures that are expected to go to the professional services industry.
So you expect the state unemployment number to go down. We've also seen the national unemployment go down today to 9%. Right. So what are some of the other government contracts that are kind of pushing this momentum?
Rail construction is really just one of them. There's also remodeling of housing going on among the military bases here in Hawaii. We're seeing major construction at Hickam Air Force Base. We're seeing major construction at the Army Hawaii residential housing areas. We're seeing that the sewer projects are really starting to start up. There's ongoing harbor modernization, and we're also finding that there's additional deferred maintenance going on at schools and at the University of Hawaii. All of this added up is likely to lead to a 60% increase in government contracting activity this year, and we expect the government contracting activity will double by next year. I mean, that's a massive increase.
And Summer, I think during these economic times, we expect there to be a lot of jobs that the government will provide, government contracts. But when you look at the private sector, what are the prospects for new construction jobs in the residential area?
Slow. Okay. We're finding that housing prices on Oahu are stabilizing. On the Neighbor Islands, they're a little bit more dicey, but they've also stabilized there. We expect this year that we're going to see about a 3% increase in residential housing permits. Next year, it's going to increase by 34%. Now, to put all that in perspective, at the end of next year, even after we've had this 34% increase in residential housing permits, we're only going to be at about 1/3 of the level of 2005 as far as new construction. So we really have here a tale of two cities. The government sector is ripping ahead with new construction activity. The private sector is still lagging. It's good the government is undertaking all this activity at this time because we don't really see the private activity in any case as going ahead very fast. And this is really going to contribute to growth here in the state. It's a big net plus.
And you mentioned 5,000 to about 5,500 construction jobs for the rail transit project. How did UHERO come up with that number?
Well, we come up with this number because we have multipliers that come from an input-output table. We look essentially at how many workers tend to be generated from each $1,000 worth of spending. We then look too at their spending. So when workers get spending, they also spend in other sectors. They go out and they spend more on meals, they spend more on movie tickets, on housing. So this is just our construction industry forecast. There's actually going to be more jobs created in other sectors.
All right, Sumner LaCroix with UHERO. Thanks for joining us here this morning. Very informative with all those numbers about the unemployment as well as rail transit project numbers for construction workers out there. So some positive news. Thank you very much. Well, don't forget you can see this interview again or any other segment from our morning newscast by heading over to the morning section of our website at kitv.com/thismorning.